Okay, so we have done with the basic concept of futures, in which we have understood the features of futures, how the settlement takes place, how the mark to market margin used to be calculated, how the payoffs will be, can be analyzed, and how the payoff graphs can be created. So after this, let's move on to the uh, next part, which is valuation of futures. Now, valuation of futures, यहाँ हम क्या पढ़ेंगे? First, that will calculate the fair price. That what should be the price of these futures. Apart from that, we'll be doing the analysis of that whether the futures is undervalued, overvalued, or at par. So at par means the justified price is there. Instead of at par, we should write is the price is justified. So we'll be doing this analysis. So first we'll have to do this, that how to calculate the fair price. One particular model which is called as cost of carry model, which is being used for the calculation of futures price. So let's start. Now, why do we need to understand, or why do we need to calculate the fair price of the futures? I told you in the second point that we will have to find out that whether whatever the market price of the futures, that price is justified or not. That price is actually may be showing that it is the future is being undervalued, and that might be showing the future is being overvalued. So based on that, you will take decision. आप decision ले सकते हैं कि whether I should invest in this futures or not. So we'll be calculating the one is the calculated price, which we'll be calculating by using the cost of carry model, and one is the market price, the actual price. The calculated price is also called as what should we say? Forgot the name. Theoretical price. Yes. This calculated price is also called as theoretical price, and there will be a actual price which is there in the market. So we'll be comparing these two, and based on that we'll be deciding that whether it is undervalued or it is overvalued, or we can take the decision of the fairness of the price. The price is fair or not. Whatever the price is there in the market, the actual price in the market, whether that price is fair or not. So these all the things which will have to make the decision that whatever the price is being fluctuated, sorry, is being shown in the market for particular futures contract, that price is justified or not. Cost of carry model. Now, this model is actually used for arriving at a fair price of the futures contract. We'll come on to a particular fair price, which we are calling it as a theoretical price, that this should be the price, this should be the actual price based on certain assumptions. So, आप लोगों ने पढ़ा होगा, अभी आप लोगों ने फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट इन योर ग्रेजुएशन आप लोगों ने पढ़ा होगा या फर्स्ट ईयर में पढ़ा होगा. We have a lot of financial models. We have many financial models like Modi Gilani model, operating income model, net operating income model. So we have heard about a lot of model. One thing you might have observed, आप लोगों ने एक चीज observe करी होगी, that every financial model has some assumptions. Assumptions are the common thing. I'm not saying all the assumptions are common. I'm saying assumptions are the common thing which you will find in each and every model. So that model is actually working under certain condition, and those conditions are called as assumptions for the model. Right. So similarly, we have, I mean, what is cost of carry model? Cost of carry model, वो अभी पढ़ेंगे. But why we are studying it? To come onto a particular fair price, to calculate a fair price for the futures contract, we use cost of carry model. And the most important thing which we need to understand is what are the assumptions. Assumptions of cost of carry model. Now please understand, we have these 5 assumptions, out of which this one, and the last one, this, are the important one which you will be observing in the numerical questions also. And then we will be doing the adjustment, just like in the 5th point, it has said that during the time period of maturity of the contract, maturity of the futures, maturity of the options, no dividend is being declared by the company. This was the assumption. But if the company has declared the dividend, for example, you have taken a contract in July and it is of 3 months, so July, August and September. During these 3 months, no dividend is being declared by the company. But in case if the company has declared some dividend, let's suppose in September, that will be adjusted in the formula. So we will be doing the adjustment in the formula also. First we will be understanding the basic formula, where all these assumptions are true, that the price of underlying share changes continuously, transaction cost and taxes do not exist, no restriction on short selling, and funds can be borrowed at risk-free rate of return. I hope you all understand what is risk-free rate of return. We will be studying this pricing of futures in, I think, 3 phases. Yes, 3 parts. One is no dividend, right? Second, when there will be dividend, and third, I think, transaction cost. Just a second. Yes, when there will be a transaction cost. So are you getting me? That initially we are studying it with where all the assumptions are true, no dividend, no transaction cost, no taxes, nothing. Second category will be taking when dividend is being declared by the company, and the third one is when the transaction cost exists. So we'll be studying this in 3 parts. So the basic thing is that as per cost of carry model, price of futures will be F is equal to S plus C. ये एक इक्वेशन इन्होंने दी थी, हालांकि फॉर्मूला हम अलग से करेंगे, but this was the basic equation given, that price of futures F is equal to S plus C, where F stands for price of futures contract, S stands for spot price of underlying asset, which is in our case will be share, and C is carrying cost or holding cost. So this is the basic equation, basic formula or basic concept being given, that the transaction or the F is equal to S plus C, where price of F is the price of futures contract, S is the spot price of underlying share, and C is the carrying cost or holding cost. Now transaction cost does not exist, it is the amount of interest. चलो इसको बाद में न्यूमेरिकली समझेंगे. So ये इक्वेशन समझ में आ गई. F is equal to S plus C. Let us move on to the main part, that is calculation of futures price for non dividend paying shares. Calculation of futures price for non dividend paying shares. So there is no dividend. So in this case, F is equal to S E base to the power R T. This is the main formula which we will be using, and you should remember. In case that there is no dividend is being declared by the company during the tenure of the contract, during the time to maturity of the contract, then in that case the price of futures, where F is the price of futures, S is the spot price of underlying share, now what is E? Equal to 2.71828, yes. But we will not be using this, we will be using the property of E base to the power X. So this is what F is price of the futures contract, S is the spot price of underlying share, and E is the value, numerical value for E is this, but we will be using, will not be using this, we will be doing some calculation based on this. अब क्या बचा R, rate of interest. इसमें एक चीज याद रखना, continuous compounding. When the rate of interest is continuous compounding, we'll be using this formula. R is equal to this, and T is what? Maturity, duration. You can say duration of the futures. So F is equal to S multiplied by E base to the power RT, where S is the spot price of the underlying share, F is the futures price, E is exponential constant, R is rate of interest, where the interest rate is being continuous compounding, and T is the duration of futures. Now only thing we need to understand is this, ये continuous compounding क्या है? This is what we need to understand. If interest rate is continuous compound and or nothing is mentioned, we'll be using this formula in both the cases. लेकिन अगर question में it is mentioned that interest is simple, we'll be using this formula. So in case of non-dividend paying share, the price of futures contract will be F is equal to S E base to the power RP. By default, I will be using this formula only until unless question में it is mentioned कि interest rate जो है वो simple है. अब इसको यूज करना सीखते हैं. तो एक क्वेश्चन लेते हैं, वापस पढ़ता हूँ क्वेश्चन. द स्पॉट प्राइस ऑफ द शेयर इज 700 पर शेयर. क्या मतलब हुआ इसका? दैट अभी जो भी स्टॉक है वो 700 रुपीज पर शेयर में मार्केट में अवेलेबल है. कॉस्ट ऑफ फाइनेंसिंग द होल्डिंग इज 15% पर एनम. मतलब अगर आप जो है आप फ्यूचर्स कॉन्ट्रैक्ट लेते हैं, सपोज आपने उस कॉन्ट्रैक्ट को बेचा और आपके पास में होल्डिंग होनी चाहिए, तो आपके पास में शेयर्स की होल्डिंग के लिए द फाइनेंसिंग इज अवेलेबल एट 15% पर एनम. Then the question is, what should be the price of this futures contract if the maturity is of 30 days from current date? So let us work upon the solution. जो भी given है वो मैं लिख रहा हूँ. Spot price is 700 rupees per share. The cost of financing, which is R, 15% per annum. The time duration of the contract is 30 days. और इसमें लिखा हुआ है कॉन्टिन्यूअस कंपाउंडिंग, है ना. तो हमें और कुछ सोचने की जरूरत भी नहीं है. दिस T इज इन डेज. तो आपको याद है स्कूल टाइम पे भी हम करते थे, विल हैव टू कन्वर्ट इट इनटू ईयर. सो 30 डेज को कन्वर्ट करना है ईयर, डिवाइड बाय 365. सो 30 days इज इक्वल टू 30 by 365 years. So we'll put the values. F is equal to S की जगह 700 लिखा, multiplied by E base to the power R is 0.15 ले लूं, multiplied by 30 by 365. F is equal to 700 multiplied by E base to the 0.12. Very good. ये आ गया. Now अब हमें सिर्फ we need to calculate this E base to the power this, वो वैल्यू यहाँ रखेंगे, 700 से मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे और हमें हमारी वैल्यू मिल जाएगी. नाउ ये वैल्यू कैसे कैलकुलेट करें, है ना? इसके लिए हमारे पास में एक E base to the power x का एक्सपेंशन होता है, which is 1 plus x square upon 2 plus x cube upon 6 plus dot dot dot, ऐसे चलता रहता है. But for what should we say, the approximate value आप लोगों को जो माइंड में रखना है, e base to the power x is equal to 1 plus x square upon 2 plus x cube upon 6. ये हमें माइंड में रखना है. e base to the power x is equal to this. फॉर्मूला ये नहीं है, फॉर्मूला ये है, it will go on, right? Further, x to the power 4 divided by factorial 4, x to the power 5 divided by factorial 5, it will go like this. But हमें इस चीज को माइंड में रखना है. e base to the power x is equal to 1 plus x square upon 2 plus x cube upon 6. Now please understand, this formula is used where you cannot utilize the scientific calculator. So we have e base to the power x is equal to 1 plus x square upon 2 plus x cube upon 6. Now what is x? x क्या होगा? ये वैल्यू. So we'll put x is equal to 0.0123. So e base to the power 0.0123 will be 1 plus 0.0123 plus 0.0123 square upon 2 plus 0.0123 cube upon 6. So ये हो गया 1.0123 plus, so e base to the power 0.0123 will be this. Now f is equal to 700 multiplied by e base to the power 0.0123. Now you all know basic maths है, 700 multiplied by 1.0124. So when we multiply it, 700 multiplied by this क्या आएगा? 08.68 rupees. What is this 708.68? This is the price of this futures contract when the underlying share is at a 700 rupees. The cost of financing is 15% and the duration is 30 days. So this should be the price of the futures contract. मार्केट में उसकी क्या प्राइस है, वो एक्चुअल प्राइस है, और इसके कंपैरिजन से हम क्या स्ट्रेटेजीज बनाते हैं वो आगे की बात है. That's all for this class. That is all for this class. Please revise it, and in the next class we'll be moving ahead with the same concept. So thank you so much.